I rather not say. It's been a long time that I've been trying to get somebody that is a true professional like yourself. You know, you have a track record, you have a performance record. So you have all these good qualities, and that's what's important when you hire anybody, you know, financial statements, who you are, and all that. So, that being said, welcome to the show and tell the audience a little bit about yourself.
Uh, hey, Richie, thanks for inviting me on the show. And, you know, just to let everybody know, I am a car guy at heart because I started in the car business as a teenager, put in over 25 years, worked as a general manager, managed 7 stores. So worked finance, worked used cars, you know, management, all aspects of the retail business. So, um, you know, I know the car business. I know your audience very well, and a little bit of my story was, you know, basically after 25 years in the car business, you know, I was burnt out. Uh, you know, it robbed me the opportunity to be my son's coach because, you know, our hours, 6 days a week, usually 10, 12 hours a day, having to work all the holidays. And it was 2004, and I left the car business to embark on figuring out how to make money off my laptop on a beach in the Caribbean. Uh, that led to me being hyperactive online. And keep in mind, this was 2004. Social media wasn't around yet. We didn't have Facebook. We didn't have YouTube. We didn't have Instagram or any of that stuff. Basically, what we had back then was MySpace. And then, if you wanted to have the social interaction you have now on social media, you went to message boards and chat forums. I got heavily involved in playing online poker, believe it or not, at the beginning as my quest to monetize online activities. So I became hyperactive in poker forums and things like that. Then in 2006, I came across the first live streaming where you could live stream like we're doing right now, social network, which is called Justin.tv, which eventually morphed into Twitch, which is the gamer network now. And when I came across that site on the launch, and when they turned it into a network, a social network that anybody could broadcast from their profile, a million light bulbs went off. And again, this was 2006, so I knew the future was live streaming. And the way people thought you monetized live streaming back then was live. They called it live casting. They basically did a Truman Show. They set up a webcam in their living room. They put one on their person to track wherever they went, and they had like a chip in or GoFundMe type deal to where people could, you know, donate to their show basically. But I knew that wasn't a way to monetize it, and I uh, basically was the first person to monetize it for big business, being the car business. I took it to Hollywood, and with Hollywood, I pitched, let's live stream your red carpet movie premieres. We can have set up, you know, we did the world premiere of one of the Spider-Man sequels, and set up, you know, spiderman.com/live for the broadcast. Had an interactive audience like you do right now, and was able to have Q&As with the stars right there on the red carpet with the fans online. Then took it to music with Motley Crue. We did the first virtual meet and greet where all the members of Motley Crue were able to do it sitting at their house. They loved it because they didn't have to go anywhere. They could do it, you know, from wherever they are at, their home, or if they were on the road, whatever. I would, as the producer of it, I would pre-screen the fans that would come in and ask the questions, and we did all that. So I became known as a pioneer in live streaming between 2006, 2008. And at that time, I started blogging about it. I was very active on blogging. I wrote 21 blogs. And from '06 to '08, I wrote the most read blog about live streaming and the community around it, everything from the gossip to the drama to the innovations and any of the newsworthy events. As each new celebrity came on board, we had Joe Rogan when he first came online with live streaming, and it was hilarious because he'd be smoking pot on air. And that was news back then. And then anytime a new celebrity would come on for the first time, we would be able to capture that and have the replays and things like that for people. Through all this, it led to me, as the platforms came out on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, I was what they call a first generation user. Being I was so hyperactive online and engaging people online. Whenever Twitter came out, whenever Facebook, I was one of the first people on the platform, and became connected with a lot of higher level thinking people, and grew my social media following. So I hadn't really done anything with social media. Then in 2012, I believe, or 2011, whenever Charlie Sheen got fired from 2.5 Men, we probably all remember he was in the news every day with the Tiger Blood stuff. He was the first person to go on, get a Twitter account and get 1 million followers in 24 hours. And he was tweeting, you know, I don't know what to do with this and all this stuff. A site called internships.com came to him and said, let's have a contest to get you a social media person. Well, just on a whim, I said, yeah, I know a little bit about social media. I entered the contest. Out of 91,000 people, I made it to the final 50. And my task for the fifth round that had whittled us down to this final 50 was produce a video around how, if I was the social media director for a major humanitarian relief organization, how would I raise awareness and donations in light of an epic natural disaster? And a week before, the tsunami earthquake had just hit Japan. So another light bulb went off and said, oh, Charlie's looking to make a comeback with raising money around this natural disaster. So I took my expertise in live streaming. Never done, you know, I've done videos like this before, but never actually done one where I'm on camera, kind of had a script and had a pitch and had to do all that stuff. It was the first time ever that I was put in that position. And I had 3 days to put it together and submit it. I came up with a concept called Have Them Give 10 by 10, which would be a 10-day live stream broadcast on every social platform at the time, which had never been done. None of them had live streaming. And we would give 30 minutes, 240 hours straight of over 10 days, 30 minutes each celebrity, band, comedian, kind of like a telethon. And then anybody who watched, all we would ask is, hey, donate $10. So if we got 10 million people to donate $10, we'd raise 100 million in 10 days. I did the video around a Wall Street theme, suited up, kind of pitching like I was pitching a stock. Ended up with Blue Horseshoe Loves Michael Nast. Submitted that video on a Thursday night at the deadline. Was exhausted, went to bed, woke up. I had over almost 50,000 notifications on my phone, 6,000 emails. I was contacted by everybody from Oprah Winfrey, Good Morning America. Overnight, I went uber viral with that video, and because everybody thought I would win that contest, which it led to, you know, just massive amount of attention, following. Over the next 3 weeks or 3 months, we were in limbo, and I was able to parlay a lot of this attention. And Grant Cardone, which many of us know in the car business, came to me and he said, he knew me from the car business, and said, you know, how did you get all this attention? You need to show me how to do that. You know, he goes, I want to transition my brand from just automotive sales training to where AT&T will hire me, where IBM will hire me. I want everybody in the world to know me, and I know social media is the way to do it. At that, Grant be a client, and being I was an expert in live streaming, Grant had never done a live broadcast in his life, and I told him one of the keys to doing what he wanted to do was to do a live broadcast. It was funny because at first he didn't see the point. He was against it. Didn't have time. Had too many other things on his plate. But after about a month, I finally talked him into doing it. And again, this was 2012, 2011. The platforms didn't have live streaming yet, so we used Ustream. I knew the CEO and I was very well connected in the live streaming industry. We got him front page billing on the website. His first live broadcast we did actually broke Ustream because of the traffic. In the middle of the broadcast, the whole website crashed. and he ended up doing, I believe, a 3-hour broadcast. And as we know, that changed the game for him. And Grant does 5 shows a week, which it's hilarious. After we did the first broadcast, I said, "Hey, Grant, we need to do another one. We need to do another one." And his message back to me was, "Man, that was exhausting." He goes, "I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready to do another one yet." But as we see, it's all come full circle. Just to give you an idea of Grant's following, when we started working at that time, he had 8,000 people on Facebook and like 12,000 on Twitter, and no Instagram or anything. And he's in the tens of millions now, and social media has completely changed the game for him, from everything from his personal brand to Cardone Capital. So and I've gone on and basically helped launch everybody from Brad Lee to over 150 celebrities on television, in the movie industry, bands, authors. My client list is almost over 650 people now that they've done the personal, I call it a personal mentoring course I offer. It's a 90-day crash course in social media that basically after this 90 days, I mean, you're good to go. You don't really need any more help. I don't believe in a long-term contract or anything like that. I can give you all the tools you'll need, and I'm going to give you guys some free nuggets I give in my training, and that just gives you a little background on me. And I don't know if you have any questions before kind of going into some tips and ideas, and then if anybody in the audience has any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Okay, so here's what the little bit that I know about social media. I try to do my live and I try to boost it, because bottom line is, if I'm out there, and time is money, right? And if I'm out there, I'm educating people at the same time, I want to do a boost there to see if I can get a lead, right? Now, I do know that organically you're really good at it, right? And I know that getting ads and all that, you're also good at, right? And I've been checking out Grant's stuff for quite some time, and I think it's pretty good. I think it's really, really good. I mean, I respect Grant a lot, I mean, and I think he's really, really good at what he does, right? And with watching you turn things around, and really grow a social media platform, the automotive industry needs that more than ever now, all right? Trainers are going on live. They're getting their views, absolutely. The only reason I get those kind of views is basically on YouTube, I do marketing. On Facebook, I do marketing. And, my marketing with YouTube, I get ads from them too. I stream in ads also, right? So it offsets. I don't do it to make money. I do it to the cost. I don't do anything. I lose money, but the cost of it, at least it's something that comes in, right? So it's just about the revenue, okay? But you could really help this industry, and who's ever out there listening to me, pay attention, like the Subprime Hero, Rebecca, all these guys that are really, really good. Maybe you can really help them and put a deal together, very feasible, because you're going to have the volume. And I shared this with the 30 car group. All those guys out there really want to get to the lead gen part on social media. And I don't blame them, because if I'm a salesman today, I'm going to go on social media, because now that's going to make me different. So the dealership is not going to have control over me. I'm going to have control over the deals, because if I leave, I have the audience following me, right? So you can start your own business. Years ago, what turned me on about the car business at a very young age is real simple. They give me 25%, right? So I look at it. I'm an owner. At 25% clean money, I have a phone. I don't pay for rent. And at the time, I didn't pay for a car, because you get a demo, right? So, hey, listen, they're putting me in business, right? So today they're really putting you in business, because you're the brand and you're out there on social media. So if I'm in the business today selling cars, I'd hire a company like yourself, because it's really not that bad. And salespeople today and managers today do not have a problem themselves hiring people. because you're making 10, 15 grand a month. You can make 25,000 a month, and it's open other opportunities. A lot of guys, there's a lot of thought between Hootsuite, Sendable, all these different platforms. I don't know. I don't use any of them. So I have a company that brands me and all that. I mean, is it good? Yeah, it's all right. Is it as successful as you? Absolutely not. Because some people say organic is the way to go, right? And other people say, wait a minute. If I do ads, I start really seeing a difference. So why not do both? The way PPC works and the way ads work is your organic has to be high, and then your ad. And now it's going to convert. If you don't have organic and you just do ads, it's no good either. So you need both, because what organic does, it just adds to your conversion. Because when they see that ad, then they search you and you're all over the place. Boom, now it's just conversion. So that being said, that's what you know how to do well. And give us a couple of tips for guys that start their business and want to get out on social media. What are the things they should look for?
Well, just to give you some ideas of what my specialties are, is because once again, I was 42 years old, out of the car, an ex-car guy getting on social media. So I'm testament as how you can build a personal brand. And the thing is, with social media, and basically it allows you to network with people, and basically, as we always say, your network is your net worth. It allows you to connect with people you could never connect with in real life. I mean, I've held court with Michael Dell, Sergey Brin, some of the top media people in the world, just like we are right now, either being on their podcast or back when Google Plus first came out with the Hangouts that were public and broadcast back then. We did a video hangout for 72 days straight, and that's how I met most of these people, because I called it basically a LinkedIn networking a live event on steroids. But some of the practical tips. I'm an expert at organic. As to ads, I know I can turn you on to I help, like with Grant, Bradley, and some of the others I've worked with. What I do is I help them set up the processes. So, in the instance of Brad and Grant, of how to have everything in house, from your video production to your studio, how to set your studio up so you can broadcast on all the platforms. The correct and top people to use if you want to use targeted Facebook ads, if you want to use YouTube, because I'm not an expert in paid advertising. I'm an expert in organic growth of your brand, because to be honest, I did it by accident. It was just me being who I am and loving to connect with people. So what I tell people, and this is great because this is the free way to do it, is it's when you're getting started on social media and growing your brand, the most effective way is not through a Facebook page, but through your personal profile. The reason being is pages cannot do outbound engagement, meaning they can't comment on personal posts. They can't send friend requests. They can't send personal messages like yet. Plus, when you have a page, people don't know who they're really talking to. Are you an intern? Are you a marketing firm that's working for this person? That type deal, to where if it's your actual personal profile, commenting, reaching out on someone you're trying to do business with, connect, or have follow you, it makes a big difference. What I always tell people is what happens when, let's say, on your Instagram or your Facebook, all of a sudden somebody you're not friends with has liked you get 5 notifications to your phone that Michael Nast just liked your post. Michael Nast just commented on your post. Michael Nast just sent you a friend request. What's your first natural reaction to do? What do you do in that circumstance when all of a sudden
right away accept somebody? And if I really like the person, and I never post that I got 5,000 friends. I don't believe in that. But what I do is I search it through and I get rid of somebody that's not really not only a Richie fan that really doesn't, that I really don't earn from it, right?
Right.
Because I look at everything as the earn perspective, right?
Right.
So I clean my list up, you know.
Right.
I don't want to post I hit 5,000, so then I don't get more people reaching out to me. I don't publish that because I want people to keep following me or hitting me as a friend request, you know. So that being said, you know, very important what you just said. That's a very good point.
Yeah, but what I was saying is, what is that first thing you do is you go check out their profile before you accept their friend request, or you go see what they're about. You see what they do.
Right.
You see their post. You might even go to their business website now. Well, you just did the most effective form of text, SMS, social media marketing you could possibly do. You're in their phone because they're getting these notifications. So you're doing exactly what you want to do, but now it's not like typical SMS marketing or email marketing, because the whole purpose of why most people are on social media is because we want that affirmation. We want the likes of our post. We want people to send us friend requests, because you know what? It releases endorphins in our head. We don't get endorphins released when we get a business text message, hey, 50% off today at whatever.com on a text. Half time we ignore that. But when we get Richie Bello, liked our post, well, now you just released the endorphins. I've been kind of a pioneer in what I call endorphin marketing. So, Richie released endorphins because he just liked my post, and again, it's a repeat process. So if it's that targeted person you're trying to establish a relationship, and you want to be the first thing they think of when you buy, they need a car, or they're in a conversation with somebody says, hey, I need to buy a used car. Well, Richie's my first thing comes in my mind because Richie's on my phone every day liking my post. So, and Richie's cool. So I'm going to tell my friend about Richie, or if I ever need a car, Richie's the first thing that comes to my mind. And that's what like I said, just my normal activities of what I did on social media became the marketing strategies I use, because I did that. People I liked, I engaged every day. And then all of a sudden I'm getting direct messages. Hey, Michael, I got somebody that needs social media help. And it's only because that's the first thing they thought of, because I engaged, we had that engagement going on social media. And then the other part of it is being able to identify, your targeted people you want to connect with. So as a car salesman, what you can do, believe it or not, on Twitter, if you go into advanced search on Twitter, you can type in looking for a car, looking for a good car salesman. And it will give you that every tweet with those words in it in the history of Twitter. So you can check that every day and see who's looking for a car, and any kind of catchphrases. So, and then there's hashtag searches. And then with your community that you have already of your friends and family you're connected with on social media, you put in their minds, with referrals, bird dogs, that anytime they're involved in a conversation where somebody's looking for a car, that automatically they're going to say, hey, you need to see Richie. You need to contact Michael, man. And as we all know, referral business is the best, because that's usually
I'm so glad you brought that up, because the industry really needs you right now. Why does it need you? Salespeople do not know how to nurture, right? Car salespeople don't know how to nurture. B2B guys know how to nurture, because we have a selling cycle that could take 60 and 90 days. So you take a car salesman and you put him in B2B and he starves to death.
Right.
For one simple reason: there's no nurturing, right? Oh, this is that they're not buying, blah, 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 done to finish. Well, Facebook has a product, and automotive people don't know how to use that product. It's called the marketplace.
Oh yeah.
Okay. They don't know how to nurture that message. They don't know how to nurture that messenger. Okay. There's more and more companies doing it right now, but salespeople don't know how to do it. They're on live and all this and all that. They don't know how to nurture that lead. The first reaction that a customer tells you when they buy a high ticket item, either a car or a wedding or a timesharing, the first thing they tell you is no. I gotta think about it. That's a normal reaction. They're not really telling you no. The information's coming to the head price, this budgets, and it's confusing them. When you get confused as humans, your defense mechanism's always going to say no. Now you got to nurture that and funnel that into a yes, right? And that's what you know how to do. So that's a very lucrative product that you can take on in this automotive space. There's a very big opportunity with the marketplace. They don't know. Customer applies, somebody reaches out to them, they don't even know how to send back a message because car guys are not really into that. We're more face to face. I see you, you're getting done. I swear to God, you're getting done. That text, that all this stuff, not happening. Me, myself, I don't even send texts or anything or try to close deals on a text or an email because first of all, I'm dyslexic and I get on the phone right away. I get on the phone immediately, boom, and I try closing them. So we're talking to a company about mobile marketing because since I can't really text back and sometimes I can't get a hold of them because it's coming to that world, we want to put that on my phone because I get a lot of leads coming in where I can't text back and it's really a pain in the neck. I got to be always with somebody around me to do that for me. So it's really hard for me to do. So we decided to hire a mobile marketing company on a text where they just send out messages and they know how to engage. It uses the artificial intelligence platform, right? So now it's much easier for me. So, but that's a very big opportunity that there is. And the other thing I want to mention, yesterday there was a live, somebody said, increase your social media share, right? Well, guess what? Everybody knows that my wall is full of everybody else's content. I don't know if you've noticed.
Yeah.
I've been sharing on social media since 2009. That's obvious that when you share somebody's information that's good content, first I do it for one reason, to help my audience, right, and learn. But then when I share, even if they're not my friends and I see it in a group, then I look at their page and then I share it from their page, you know what happens? They right away want to friend me. They right away want to engage with me. That's obvious. That's something that's been since 2009 I've been doing that. And I get upset when I don't see people sharing. And I'm going to say this. I see Grant Cardone. He never shares, you know. I always share his stuff, you know. I share everybody's. And you know what? When you share, it's only fair. But not only when your share is fair, you get more people that follow you and you're building more of the audience, right? And nobody has enough audience because unless you have $100 billion or you're like Amazon, then you have enough audience. Nobody has enough audience, you know, because the more money you have, the more money you spend and the more things you want to do and the more investment you want to do. So it's never enough. I don't care if you have $1 trillion, you're living in a different, you know, lifestyle than we are. The more you have, the more you want. And the more you want, the more you want to invest. And the more you want to set people around you, your team, and have them have a good life. That's what it's about. It's not about for you to take the money. It's about investing in people's future, right? So that's why the more is better, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's not less, you know, because you help people out, you know. So when you leave this planet, you know, at least there's a good memory about you, right?
Yeah.
So I always share. I share constantly. LinkedIn, I'm always sharing. Everywhere I share. Anytime I see content, I share it because I'm helping my audience get educated. Right? Those guys that don't share and all that. I mean, I understand. Maybe they don't want to do it because of their brand. Myself, I don't care what my brand's like. I'm always going to share because I'm educating people and people will start following me. And that's what social media is about. If you want to really earn on social media, that's what you got to do.
Yeah, because
Sharing is caring.
yeah, well, what it does is because we see so many people on social media that are trying to sell, and it's, as I say, it's a one-way street where they're just pitching. It's all them. They have the perfect life.
Yeah.
They know everything, but yeah, they don't engage you. You comment on their stuff all the time, and they don't even like it. They don't even like it. And it's all one way, and that's what we typically see, and that's why a lot of people that get on social media that don't know what they're doing. They hear, hey, you got to get on social media. That's where you do business now, and people get on there and they get on there with the mentality we're used from the car business, which is what I call push media, email blasts, billboards, it's push, push, push.
Yeah.
Well, push on social media gets you absolutely nothing, and it gets you unfriended and blocked, because when people come on social media, they in their mind are not looking to buy something. They are looking to live. They're looking for stories. They're looking for content that engages them. Um, so the trick is to be able to sell, but not actually push. So the way you do that is you show what you do, what your expertise, your job in action, kind of like uh, if you got a reality TV show. So like when you're delivering that car, when you're doing something in your business that sets you apart, then you need to document it and share it on social media, because instead of saying, hey, I'm the greatest closer in the world, I'll just show you me closing a deal. I don't have to say it. You can see it in action. Then people see that. It's not technically you're bragging. You're just showing your life in action. And now, wow, that dude is badass at whatever he does. With me, like I said, when you brand just your personal self on social media, your name, it goes with you wherever you want, but it also opens doors and opportunities that you never could imagine. I mean, last year I was the executive producer of Drew Pearson Live on ABC at 11:30 a.m. before NFL kickoffs here in Dallas Fort Worth. I have no background in TV production, no education. I was a co-host. I started in 012 as doing producing the live broadcast of when they shot this TV part of the show. Just kind of a live, here's the behind the scenes live of the show that's going to run this weekend. That evolved to being a host. That evolved to becoming the executive producer last year. And that just shows you, once you brand yourself on social media, the opportunities that it can be life changing. And again, talking about what you offer and what you do as a business, that's what I love about my business. Because yeah, you know what? Yeah, we all need the money, we need the freedom that it provides, but we always want to provide a service that we consider life change. We change somebody's lives. I mean, that's the way I look at my
Right.
relationship with Grant, Brad, and most every client I've had. You mentioned Rebecca Chernick. She tapped me right, 5 years ago to help her with her social media, and it's being able to give the people the tools that change their lives forever. So when you offer a product that's life changing, and you actually, if I had not run into these people, both our lives would be completely different. That is the gratification of, especially being an entrepreneur, an online entrepreneur, or any business you're in, is if what you're delivering is actually life changing. And like you said, yeah, when it's your time to go to the pearly gates, you're remembered as somebody that change people's lives, help them reach their dreams, or be it
That's
whatever.
important.
took them from going down the wrong road and putting them on the right road.
And you know, I'm going to tell you something. On LinkedIn, I get these people that message me all the time. I don't even know them, and they're always selling me. And it's not a sponsor ad. Somebody that writes this content, and they all write the same thing, so they must have a company that's doing the service.
Yeah,
I'm going to tell you something.
Yeah.
I don't pitch anybody on social media. When I pitch you, there's an ad. I only use the ad network to pitch. End the story. I want to sell a product. Right now, I want to sell ShopSmart. There's ads going out. Okay? That's it. I only do ads because you know what? I'm out there now, right? So I'll do a boost and all that and a little bit of this and a little bit of that. But you know what? I do ads. When I want to sell a product, I do ads because I'm not going to hit my audience and put them in a situation. That's the wrong way to do it. I think I get messages on Facebook all the time. This, that, I got this company, that company. I mean, I'm not interested. That's not why I'm on social media.
Yeah, that's
change your thought pattern. It doesn't cost that much money. Reach out to me. You're very good with organic. We're very good with pay search. The reason because we have Clickable, which is an automated with artificial intelligence, and we outbid anybody. Okay, because it's tapped into Google and it's tapped into Facebook and it's tapped into Instagram. Okay, listen, it doesn't cost that much. People think that running ads actually costs a lot of money. If it's done right and you have the artificial intelligence and you got bid management automation tapped in, you're going to get a tremendous ROI. It doesn't cost that much. These LinkedIn people, please stop. First of all, they write me like a book, this long email, this long message, and I can't even read it. You know what I do to them? Half of them I block.
Oh yeah,
because they don't even get to know me first. They don't even know.
Yeah.
You know, you got to be careful because not everybody can read good. You know, and especially when somebody's got a disability like me. I mean, like sometimes I feel like doing something really stupid. They be in front of me, I smash their head with my computer. I smash it right over. Because you know what? People don't understand that. So be careful what you do because we all have content writers that set up our Facebook pages and all that. I mean, I don't know I can't read or write if my life depended on it, okay? That's why I don't use scripts or anything. So people stop doing that. Hire an organic company like Michael. Don't worry about it. Give him control. Let him run with the ball. And if you want to really sell, do ads. It don't cost that much. Listen, for $20 on Facebook a day, which is cheaper than what I spend in Starbucks, okay, and anybody else. You know, you take 4 shots of espresso 4 times a day, you're at $15 or $16 here in New York. Oh. For that, you're spending $20. Put an ad out for $20 a day on Facebook. Hire the right company like Clickable that we use big data, custom audience only. That's all we use. And now you're going to convert. So, I mean, they should right away hire you. Do you believe in that and these people promoting you? Like, do you believe in that, Michael?
Yeah. Well, what I stress to people is, you know, LinkedIn's a little different, but with all the other platforms, this is a social network. So basically, this arena is the same as walking into a restaurant, a bar, a church, you know, a social gathering of people. And you know, you might know some people, you might not. But if you walk up to strangers and the first thing you do is shove a business card in their face, you shove headshots, you know, here's my product, you know, you're like, dude, we're at a bar. What the hell? You know, no, what do you do?
Yeah.
What do you do at a bar? You hear somebody talking about whatever, the football team you like or something you have in common, and you're like, hey man, I overheard your, you know, or I love your jersey or whatever. That's how you start that conversation. And that's the same premise you need to use on social media is that targeted. Here's a good tip for car salespeople. You have a hot prospect you weren't able to close, that they went home. Well, go find them on whatever social media platform they're most active on. If they're an Instagrammer, if they're a Facebooker, if they're a YouTuber, go seek them out, connect with them there. Because guess what? If you have your profile set up right, that shows what you're passionate about, you know, your kids, your family, shows who you are. As we all know, in any sales, people pretty much know what car they want. They know what product they want. They want to find someone they want a salesperson that they're comfortable with. So
Right.
sale is selling yourself. And that's what social media allows, because through your personal profile, if you have who you are, what you believe in, you know, that's one thing I always express to my clients too, is you have to be transparent on social media. You know, if you're having a bad day, post, don't be afraid to post that you're having a bad day, you know, because we're so used to you know, everybody's perfect on social media, the perfect family, perfect life, you know, we scroll through that. But when somebody says, hey, you know, I struck out today on the lot, you know, you know, anybody got some, you know, I need some tips, or somebody bring me up. Everybody engages that. And that's the other thing too, is another great tip is ask questions. People, you know, there's so many posts that people are bragging about themselves, or whatever. But when you
That doesn't work.
yeah, when you invite that engagement, when you say, hey, you know, I always, I close people on this is one tip so many times, is say, you want to have the most engaged post you probably have had in months, is just go type in your Facebook feed right now, hey, how's your day? How's everybody doing? Or what are you up to right now? And I guarantee you're gonna have more comments, likes, and engagement on that post than you probably had on anything else in there. And that just shows you the kind of premise you need to have on social media is, you know, when I feel someone cares about me that I don't know, but on social media, you know, that they, you know, you talk about what, you know, Grant doesn't share and everything now. I can guarantee you in the beginning, when Grant started, I told him, I said,
Absolutely.
you can get, he would comment back to most everybody. He would like their post. He would send a few people direct message. Hey, thanks for the comment, whatever. That's that, because we're not used to that. You know, we're not used to people, you know, taking that effort. And that's what really grows your following, gets people who become your loyal supporters. And then again, they'll pay attention to what you do more. They know what you do. They may not need your product, but anytime they're around somebody that has a problem that they know you can solve, they're like, you need to get a hold of Michael. Because that's completely how I've developed my business. Is I've never done a Facebook ad. I've never done any pay advertising. All my business has come through, basically, they've seen what I've done with Grant, Brad.
See, and I have, like, that's why I'm so impressed with you, because the organic part I haven't. I really spend money on ads, you know. That's what I do, you know, because there's two things to that. You know, the first thing that there is more important for me is I'm not hitting people up, right? That might be uncomfortable for me selling them, right? And I'm losing followers or friends. So I do ads because it's very feasible to protect my audience. It's very feasible to protect my friends on Facebook, me not going and hitting them. So I run an ad. Doesn't cost me that much, but I get a good ROI. You know, so because I don't know. What I don't know, Michael, I try to stay away from.
Oh yeah.
Right? I try to master what I do know and learn every day more. I know very few things, okay? But I have a team that knows the rest. What I do is I try to master whatever I know, I try to master it, right? And when I don't know something, I'm not going to play around with it, because this is people. You're dealing with people. If you don't know something and master it, you're going to piss more people off than what it's worth. So I'd rather not play with that.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, I had my experiences, and failure is a very good thing. Actually, I get involved in stuff really at 75% failure ratio, because I want to keep learning, because I failed plenty of times in my other business, okay, and I learned from it, right? So I like to get involved in that's not really working and has a higher failure ratio. Why? Because the higher the failure ratio is, the more percentage I'm going to take from that business and the more money I'm going to make. So I show them your failure ratio 75%. I want 75% of your business and you keep 25 because I'm taking a risk. I'm going to fail. That's it. Right. So that's what right. So, and I want to get involved in those businesses for the simple reason is for the opportunity to learn to become a better entrepreneur. But Michael, I see you jammed up there with some kids or something. It's been great talking to you. And the other thing, we got to set up that whole thing we were talking before we went live on Automotive social media, a training session for a half hour, a little bit of the tips and what you know. Absolutely. So our people can see it. And also in Frank Taylor's group that's got about 9,000 car guys there that all need the help, and he does all kinds of workshops and everything, and we promised the guys we would have something for them to learn and get things going. But Michael, it's a pleasure, and it's always a pleasure, and I'll see you around Facebook, and have a blessed and lovely day, and God bless you and your family. And again, I can't thank you enough for coming in.
Hey, thank you, Richie. I appreciate it. And if anybody needs any help, michaelnastmedia.com or just connect with me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or Twitter.
Thank you, Mike. God bless.
Take care, brother.